Hello and welcome. You're watching the CEO FaceTime segment with me, Ashikin Rahmat. Today, my guest is described as a flamboyantly colorful artist from Donvang. Well, welcome, Charlotte Donvang. Did I get it right? Your name?
Beautiful.
Oh,
It's not the easy.
Yeah, not
Charlotte
for us.
Donvang, I say
Yeah.
in Danish, but there you go.
Yeah. Well, Charlotte, can you actually share with us? But I understand that you come from a family that are all artists.
Oh, yeah.
How did you actually get into art? Was it something that you are supposed to do from the family, or is it out of passion?
Well, growing up with a family of artists, my granddad was an artist, my mom is an artist, my uncle, a lot of people are artists.
Yeah.
But, you know, that meant that I got so much into art when I was a kid, and I loved it. I mean, I grew up with having all these techniques trained into me, and it was fantastic. But I also saw that it's quite maybe a struggle sometimes to be an artist. So I wanted to do business. So I did everything I could to avoid actually being an artist.
Okay, but you're still doing artworks as a business right now.
Well, I tried to avoid it for very many years. It was, in the end, it was just a calling that I could not resist. I just could not resist. Plus, funnily enough, a number of psychics and people doing readings, they say, you are the artist with a big A, you must do it, you must do it. And when a business venture fell through and we didn't go ahead with it, I said, oh, now what? So then I said, why not give it a year to see whether I actually like it? Because it popped into my head many times, and that's what I did.
So you practically turned back to your passion and invested it as a business.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, can you share a bit more about your artwork? Because I see that there's a lot of colors. Even you're very colorful today. So what actually inspired you behind your artworks?
It's a very good question, and it's a little bit difficult to answer because I wouldn't say there's inspiration. To me, it's like I get into a mode and then I kind of download. There's messages that just want to come out. It's like I'm a channel. I'm just obeying some orders that, you know, this has to get out. So it's not that I get inspired, but what puts me in a situation where I can create is very much either peace, surrounding myself with colors, being in nature, meditating, listening to music. So I play with different types of energy. Really, I work with energy, I think. So.
Well, the interesting part about you, I realize, is that apart from just being an artist, you also hold some workshops, like the parent and child bonding workshop. Can you share a bit more about the inspiration behind that?
Well, I do workshops for adults only. I've actually done also one I call Let Loose Your Inner Child with painting, and people think it's for kids.
Yeah, because they see the word child and immediately goes children.
But we all have this inner child that
yes.
doesn't come out to play. So that was what that was for. And people come, hey, can you do kids? And I was a little bit maybe afraid of doing it. So I have been volunteering in an orphanage just to challenge myself and work with kids for around 9 months, a year, and found out that actually I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So I thought, because working with art, it's such a bonding experience, both for the kids but also for adults. So I thought this would be a great thing, and I just launched this one on Facebook, and a lot of people are showing interest in the Creative Family Fund.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you expect out of this? I mean, do the parents come with the children, or is it just any adult and a child that wants to bond?
Well, I think number one, if you're a parent, you want to bond with your kid rather than send an auntie to bond with your kid. But it could be that too. Ideally, one parent, one kid, and the kid between 6 and 12 years old. So there will be some exercises that are good for both kid and adult, which they would be doing individually, and things they would be doing together. So they will learn a lot about themselves as well about each other, and have fun while doing it. It's about fun.
Yes, it's about bonding is all about having fun,
Yes,
isn't it? Yeah. And when it comes to the parent and kid, is there like age restriction to the child? Because sometimes some kids can be too small to actually understand instructions.
I think maybe I would turn it around. Maybe we adults are not good enough to understand the kid. Because kids, they know much more about art than most of us do. I love Picasso because because you know, he said any child's an artist. The problem is, how does one remain an artist once we grow up? And that is so true. We get so conditioned since childhood.
And we start having a lot of boundaries in the way how we think or even construct our
And what should it look
idea.
like? What should it look like? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have kids, but I'm sure a lot of people out there, they would know this. You know, the kid, maybe they can just hold a pen or a pencil and say, see, and this is what I've done. And you say, oh my, you have no clue, but the kid might come and say, oh, that's mommy and me.
Yep.
And you say, no, this is what it looks like. And you might do the old stick man. See, now this is what we look like. This is what people look like. But think of it, the kid might have been expressing how it felt.
Yes,
they do that
exactly.
with the colors. They express how they feel, or the energy of it, or the thing that they see, not the image itself. It's not photographic. And that's the thing that I work with as well, recognizing that it's all energy. It could be a feeling that we can express through the art.
Yeah. And that's not, it's really subjective in a way. I mean, what art is anyways. Isn't that true?
Well, it totally depends on where you are in your life. So you might see one of my artworks and you say, oh, wow, that's fantastic. Because this is some energy, some colors that fits with you right now. And then maybe 10 years down the line, you say, no, I don't like that very much. Because you moved as a person, as a human being, you developed yourself in a different direction. So that's also why I would never take it personally if you say, oh, I don't like that, or that painting is scary. It tells me more about you than about my artwork, really.
Yeah, that's quite true. Well, for your Creative Family Fun workshop, the first one's actually going to be held later this year?
Yes, that's in September. That's a full Saturday, Saturday the 13th, I think it is.
13 September 2014.
Yes, and it's a full day.
And if they want to find out more about this workshop,
go to my website.
Okay.
Donvang.com.
Awesome. Well, apart from actually holding workshops, you also do some art exhibitions.
Yeah.
Can you share a bit more about it? Because it seems like every artist's dream is to actually hold their own art exhibition to showcase what their ideas are.
Well, I mean, one thing is to create for yourself, and that's, I think, what true artists do. You know, it's about expressing. We have something we want to get out.
Yeah.
But it's really nice also to show it to the world, because there are messages that we like to get out. Certainly, I have messages that I like to get out to the world about our consciousness. I like to help people asking questions about themselves, their own lives. So the biggest one we can do is, of course, a solo show. That's hard work. That is really a stretch. I have my solo exhibition coming up here from the 10th to the 24th of June in Kuala Lumpur at the Artisserie Gallery.
Okay.
And that's
where is that exactly?
That's at the Siri Pacific Hotel, right next to the Putra World Trade Center.
Okay.
So it's great. It's they've set up this gallery in the hotel lobby. So it's open a lot longer than most galleries, and it gives a lot of exposure because people come around. So I think art should be out there where people are.
Yeah, that's quite true. Well, how many art pieces will you be showcasing for this event?
I am only showing 20 pieces. There's 17 paintings, where the biggest one is 3 meter wide and 120.
Okay.
I'm very excited about
Yeah,
that
I could
one.
imagine 20 pieces. I mean, you said only 20 pieces, but 20 pieces is a lot of work
Yeah,
for an
it
artist to
is.
come out with. Maybe can you share a bit more, one or two of the art pieces that you'll be showcasing?
Oh yes.
The concept, or maybe.
Well, I
behind
mean, the exhibition is called Truth or Dare.
Uh-huh.
So I really wanted to dwell into much more than the child's game of the truth and dare.
Yeah.
It's also about our own truth, who we are as human being, and maybe daring ourselves to dig in a little bit further to are we on the right path in our lives? Are we doing the things that we want? And that's what all my works in this exhibition is focusing on.
And which of the artwork is like the biggest one that you mentioned?
That's the one called Me, Myself and I. You just
Which is this
put,
one?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's Me, Myself and I. It's 3 panels, and I'm so excited because, like when I paint, right?
Yeah.
It sometimes feel that the painting is dancing with me and giving me music, and I feel I sense all this coming out.
Yeah.
And at the opening night, I'm going to have this piece danced with 2 dancers.
So you're gonna have actually like real dancers dancing with
I'm
it.
going to have real dancers to real music.
And they would actually be representing how you felt when you painted.
Yeah, that message that's in that painting, because that's how I feel when I'm painting it. That's like that message coming out about me, myself, and I. So it's very much about our femininity, our masculinity, and when we get in that balance with it, you know, we get more in touch with our, should we say, our inner divinity, our true self.
Well, I noticed that the colors in the 3 panels, it's almost like it's 2 primary colors, and then you have like a mix of the colors to get the middle one. What was actually the concept behind it?
It just evolved. That's the way it does for me.
Okay.
I don't come and say, oh, I'm doing a sketch. I do that as well, but not when I do works for an exhibition. That's just for practice. This is really coming from my heart. This is coming from my soul. This is messages that I feel needs to get out there.
Well, when it comes to artists and their solo exhibitions, it usually shows not what other people ask them to paint, but more what they want to portray or show on the canvas. Pretty much showing their true colors and showing what they really want to express. Apart from just showing how one feels, what other things that you want the people who are actually visiting your exhibition to experience that is true for the exhibition?
I would love people to stop up and see if there's anything that they can connect with and see how that affects their life. So every painting for me is only finished also while I finish it off with a title and a text. I always write a piece of prose with it, and I end up with a question. So I like people to try and reflect. It's not that my story is the only truth about this piece of artwork.
Yeah.
I'm also daring you
To actually explore your
to go
own
and see
feelings.
and what is it? Why am I attracted to this, or why am I repelled by it? What is it? What's it trying to tell me? Is there a story in it for me that I can use in my life?
Yeah. Well, apart from actually having a solo exhibition, you also do some T-shirts which are based on your art pieces. Can you share a bit more about that?
Yes, it's from the idea that I think that art should be for everybody. It should be out where people are. Not only do I think that we have a right to have art around, I think we need it. I think we need the color. I think we need to surround us with us in our business life, in our homes, where we are going out everywhere, because it can help us in so many different ways. I know it from kids, I know it from our adults. When we start getting more into that, maybe also the freedom that we can allow ourselves to do with the expression or with the colors, you know, things change.
Yeah.
Things change.
Well, more and more businesses actually consider art as a good investment in the long term. What's your advice for them when it comes to investing in art?
I think for businesses, the most important thing is to invest in some color that help the mode of your employees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because color has a vibration, so you can actually help creating an environment that helps the clarity. For instance, you know, in your accounting department, you want people to be really clear-minded, so you can work with certain colors. You can calm down. You might want to have a boardroom where people are calm. You might have other rooms where you want excitement.
Bread for marketing, maybe.
Yeah. So that's one place. I think it would be great for businesses to invest in up and coming artists in many ways, because if that is not happening, the art industry is always struggling, because there's many people that want to do it. But I believe there's no need to struggle. There's no need to struggle, because art is so much a benefit for all. And when that realization comes through in businesses, a lot of talent is out there. So much talent is out there.
And it benefits everyone in the society.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Charlotte, for sharing with us a little bit more about your art. And just to recap, your Truth or Dare solo exhibition will be held at the Seri Pacific Kuala Lumpur Hotel from
the 10th of June to the 24th.
And if they want to find out more, they could actually go to your website, www.donvang, which is DONVANG.com, to find out more. And that's a QR. Well, thank you, Charlotte, and all the best for your solo exhibition, your upcoming solo exhibition.
Thank you.
Well, that's it. So if you want to find out more about Charlotte's art pieces, don't forget to actually maybe drop by at Seri Pacific Hotel on the 10th of June onwards to have a look at what her art could actually mean to you. So that's it for now for CEO FaceTime. But stay tuned on Capital TV for more business news.